Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Remember, my name is Mr. Sanchez, and I want to give you a big welcome to this video in which we're going to talk about two important moments in the history of independence. Remember, the 20th of July, it was just the beginning of this beautiful process in which Colombia got its independence from the Spanish rule. Okay, so right now we're going to talk about the process during the 20th of July and what happened after that. Okay, after the 20th of July events, and so stay with me. Okay, boys and girls, so now let's talk about the 20th of July, that Memorial Day. And for that, I need you to please, let's imagine, let's transport our minds, and let's picture a Friday. Okay, this day was a Friday. Remember, there were a marketplace. Is what we call una plaza de mercado. It was crowded, it was full of people, everybody were buying and selling things, and there was a tension in the environment because everybody knew, and the criollos, they knew that someone important was coming from Quito. This person was Antonio Villavicencio. So guys, so as everybody in the town was really unhappy, they were tired of the high taxes, the abuses, and so the patriots, they thought that they only needed one excuse, okay, one excuse to start the revolution. So this was the plan that they had. Okay, they knew that in the town there was a man who was a Spanish man. He is Mr. Llorente, and of course he had a shop, and he was like a merchant person, um, and they were planning to go there and ask for borrowing a flower pot from him. Of course, they knew that Llorente was a rude person, and he had like a reputation of being very arrogant and very rude with the criollos. Okay, so they were almost 100% sure that this person was going to refuse and was going to say something bad against them. Okay, so they thought they could take that as the excuse they need for the people start protesting and start the revolution in the town. Okay, so that's how it happened. Okay, they went to the Llorente's shop and they asked for the flower pot, and of course Llorente, he said no because they were criollos. Okay, so he said something like a little bit arrogant and a little bit rude. Okay, so they started like a little fight. Okay, they are starting like saying bad things, to each other, and then these criollos, they went out of the shop and they start yelling, and they start saying the people uh, what Llorente was telling about the people in Nueva Granada, okay, that they were criollos, that he was discriminating these people. So it started up. It started up the revolution. Everybody was angry and everybody was protesting against that. Okay, even Llorente, he was taken into prison because the people was chasing him to hit him, to kill him. All right, guys. So after Llorente was in prison and everybody was claiming for independence, and you know what happened? They started to write the Act of the Independence. So they just sit down, they just started, like planning that, and they get this paper officially signed. Okay, so this was the beginning, this was the starting point towards our independence from the Spanish rule. What happened after this? We're going to talk about it. What happened after the 20th of July? Remember that there were two people in the town, there were two people in Colombia, realistas and patriotas, okay? So, what happened with the realistas? Remember the realistas, of course, they were the Spanish men, los hombres de España, right? But also, it's something funny. In the realistas, there were also criollos, they were also indigenous, and they were also Afro descendants and slaves. I don't know why, but I have an idea. Maybe these people were not happy of being independent. Maybe they were happy with the Spanish rule because for them the conditions were better than being away from the Spanish crown. So it's, it's kind of funny to know that. All right, guys, and on the other hand, we had the patriotas, you know, the people who were behind all the independence movement, who were planning all the plots, and who were fostering all this revolutionary movement in Nueva Granada. So, of course, this group of people, they were consisted, or well, they were formed by, of course, the criollos, of course, indigenous people. They have African descendants as well, some slaves, and even they had some people from abroad, some foreigners. Okay, they had people from England, they had people from France, and they had people even from Spain. Okay, there were a lot of interest, you know, in these kind of groups. So now that we know this differentiation about the patriotas and the realistas, now we are ready to understand what is going to happen after this. Okay, so remember we had 9 years of more conflicts because after everything happened in Spain, the Spanish were able to take away from France. Remember that France was invaded Spanish territory, and they had recovered most of it. Okay, so they were in a spirit to recover everything they have lost. Okay, so Nueva Granada was also one territory that they wanted to recover. So that was the period of La Reconquista. So Spain sent more troops, they sent more soldiers, more people for fighting this territory. So we had the period of the Reconquista. Okay, so that's the moment in which Simón Bolívar, the commander, and some other important characters in the independence of Venezuela, Ecuador, and Colombia started to play his major role. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you, what happened during the 20th of July and before the 20th of July. Okay, so see you next time, guys.